ICCC Cris Carter as the like the godfather of Ohio State wide receivers. You know, he's Don Corleone. So I'm happy he's there. I think he should be there. I think you should want to have a guy like him that's around the players. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I think not even to the fact that it's Cris Carter, Buckeye royalty. I feel like it just makes sense for the staff in general. I mean, they said Brian Hartline's still undecided if he's going to be in the press box or on the sidelines calling plays. Let's be for real. He's going to be in the box, which makes you question, all right, well, who's going to be on the sidelines? Anyone that watches Buckeye games knows Brian Hartline's a very animated coach. He's very in tune with his wide receivers. He's talking to them constantly in between series and things like that. I feel like that is going to be something missing from the sidelines. Traditionally, you would think, oh, well, Keenan can handle that. Keenan's a position coach. He has his own room to handle now, and you really haven't heard the name emerge post Keenan moving from Brian Hartline's right-hand man in that wide receiver room to tight ends coach. You really haven't heard a name really jump out as someone that's taking charge of the receivers, especially with Hartline taking over as offensive coordinator. If it's Cris Carter, I mean, I feel like that's a slam dunk as far as who you would want to replace, especially in the fact that like Ryan Hartline is still the position coach. He's still able to coach. So you don't necessarily need someone that's been in the weeds on the day-to-day, like some of the other position coaches that you've seen brought in at other positions to continue to fill out the staff. So I feel like with his pedigree, experience, knowledge, a Hall of Famer, I feel like if CC's the guy, that's great. But I think in general, I do feel like the Buckeyes are going to need someone to fill that game day role, especially if Hartline moves up into the box. And you're going to need someone to be with the wide receivers on game day and just someone that's more available. I mean, we saw the way Knowles moved around practice. You hear the way players talk about him being a bit of a recluse as a defensive coordinator. We don't know how much Brian Hartline is going to be being pulled in different directions and how much time that's going to take away from his actual room. So I think whether it's Cris Carter or someone else, I do feel like there's going to be someone that's going to fill some sort of void that Brian Hartline is going to create with him being pulled in so many different directions as the new offensive coordinator as well.
Ron coming in out the gate cooking with the good info.
Yeah,
real quick, in the chat to address this, I'll be quick on this one.
go ahead.
So Emily said Jordan, talking about Devin Jordan. So listen, they love Devin Jordan. Devin Jordan does an excellent job. I think really what the question is, like, they want at least two guys in that room. Like Ron said, like, he's the offensive coordinator now. And so he's being pulled on. He needs to be able to be free to just go and not worry about just having just one guy in the room. If Cris Carter gets hired, then you got Cris Carter and Jordan running that room. Hartline is still going to be over the room, but you got Cris Carter, the freaking Hall of Famer, along with the trusted assistant for years there. Like, that's a great move. Mm-hmm. So just Jordan ain't going nowhere. It's just putting another guy in there to allow Hartline to have a little more freedom. You know what I'm saying? So just wanted to clear that up.
So the way I had been thinking about this before this Cris Carter news was I was feeling like Day was having his coaching staff basically ready, right? Back when Coach Keenan Bailey was with the wide receivers, even in the recruiting of the wide receivers, like a Carnell Tate was saying that Coach Key needed his flowers because of how much he put into the recruitment as well. So I was like, hey, you can move Coach Key up to wide receivers. You got Tyler Bowen, who's the offensive line. You can move him tight end. And you already got two guys on the staff who could be an offensive line coach as well, right? So adding this Cris Carter, I think that, like y'all said, Brian Hartline, his focus is definitely shifted a bit. And when you're talking about game day, that's someone that he could possibly trust and getting, those guys in. But I do think that it does say a lot more about Devin Jordan. Maybe y'all don't believe it, but I do feel like, hey, why don't they have that faith in him? And maybe it's just they do have faith in him, and this Cris Carter move was just open. So why not take it?
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
think it was.
I mean, I don't even think it has to be a knock on Devin Jordan. I mean, I think B Moses hit on it in this era of unlimited coaches. I mean, Chuck and I talked about this off air with unlimited coaches. It feels like, why not? It feels like Ohio State is finally really loosening the belt as far as, hey, we're going to spend, we're going to take advantage of every role and opportunity. And if that means, hey, we have a left tackle coach, a right tackle coach, a left guard coach, a right guard coach, and a center coach, and an offensive line coach, if we got the money for it, hey, I don't want to hear about money or staff issues coming off a national championship. What's everybody's favorite story to tell about Nick Saban? Oh, Nick Saban, after he wins the national championship, he spends the whole flight on the phone with donors. I'm sure Ryan Day had cell service too. Like, I don't think that like they didn't take advantage of that opportunity to ask for money after a national championship. I feel like whatever Ryan Day asked for, he's going to get. And if he has the opportunity if he goes to Ross Bjork and says, hey, I can hire a Hall of Fame wide receiver to come in and help on staff, can you find the funds? I think Ross will be able to find a couch somewhere in the Woody that has the cash in it.
Right.
I love this, man. We're looking at Cris. If you look at Cris Carter the last, 18 months or so, just in his socials and on shows he's on, been much more involved in talking about Ohio State. You kind of seen this coming, him trying to kind of cozy back up to the program. And I have loved watching that happen. And boy, bringing him in is just awesome. Hey, anytime you get a gold jacket, it's awesome. And Cris just loves Ohio State. The respect he commands, it's a great thing, man.